Hi guys, good morning. Welcome back to South Carolina, baby. So it is not too early, and Lynn's still upstairs. The baby's gonna be sleeping all day today. She didn't go to bed till like 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning. She took a nap. She never naps. We went out for a late lunch yesterday to try this Filipino restaurant, and coming back, I don't know, it was maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Coming back, she fell asleep in the car. Lynn, we put her on the couch, and she slept for another 2 or 3 hours. And she never does that, so she was up till like 1:30, maybe even 2. I fell asleep. And then Lynn's got work today. I've got some work I got to do here. And, life is good. Life is really good. Getting ready for my morning workout. I have this like routine that I do every morning, and I've gotten used to it. So now if I don't do it, I feel like I'm don't have a complete day. I don't have a successful day if I don't do what I have to do. Plants are growing good. I put some plants in the ground. We got some Chinese melon, a lot of tomato plants. Then got some malunggay from her friend. We're trying to grow some papaya. I don't think it's growing, but I don't think it'll grow any fruit. I don't think the growing season is long enough. And I think, don't you need like a male and a female plant? I'm not really sure. But yeah. So I got a month before I can do another cheat day. So what's today? Today is Thursday? Is today Thursday? I gotta weigh myself either tomorrow, either Friday or Saturday, see what I weigh. I don't really consider like a big setback last week because I broke even with my weight for the 2 days that I cheated. But they weren't 2 days in a row. And so that one day I had the barbecue where I bought Lynn the barbecue and stuff like that. And then a few days later, it was like 2 or 3 days later, was Memorial Weekend, and so I had they had pork shoulder on sale, so I bought a pork shoulder and I did my own barbecue in the oven. I want to see if, I used to do that all the time, but I don't know if Lynn would like it that way, because it's not whole hog barbecue like the other place was really good. But I ended up buying the wrong one. It was boneless. Boneless is no good. And so anyways, I did the barbecue. I put it in the oven. You do it on a low heat, and you cook it overnight, put it in the oven. And she liked it. They're still eating it, her and Kyla and Thea, because it was a big shoulder. But it was like Costco had them on sale. It was like $28. It was 2 humongous shoulders. And then I looked in the supermarket, and just one shoulder was $20, same size. So I got 2 for $28. Not bad. I cut up one into 4 pieces and put it in the freezer. That'll be Lynn's, her Filipino cooking. She'll use that. But anyways, I ended up doing like a 2-day cheat, but they were like 3 days apart. And I did have some pasta that day. The day that I cooked the barbecue at home. I didn't really have too much barbecue, so I was already sick of it. But I did cook a big pasta meal that day. It was Memorial Weekend. It's like, I can't, I'm used to having Memorial Weekend, it's always been a good, big tradition for me. And I look forward to it every year. You have a barbecue, have some beer. I didn't drink any alcohol. So all I did was cook some barbecue. I had a little bit of that in the morning, in the afternoon, and then for the evening I had some leftover pasta that I didn't cook. It was in the fridge. I put it in the fridge after I opened it. And so I cooked a really nice baked ziti dish, baked rigatoni dish. So I really enjoyed that. And so then I had to go through a whole week of catching up, and then I weighed myself after all that cheating, and I had weighed 229. And the week before, when I weighed myself, it was 228. So it's not that bad. And then I suspect that when I weigh myself on tomorrow or Saturday, that I'll probably be somewhere between 226 and 228. And then if I do really well, this week's already over and I did good, And if I do really well next week, I think I'll hit my 225. And then maybe 2 more weeks after that, I'll hit my 220 goal. It's just a slow going. It's like 2 pounds, maybe like 1 to 2 pounds, like every week. I just wanted to, I'm gonna add some videos to this from Anda, from the security cameras. And we just had some updates over there with the cameras, some new cameras. Anything outside don't last that long. They're already like 3 years old, those cameras. Some of them had to be replaced, so everything's good. We replaced some wiring, we replaced some cameras, and shout out to our camera guy. We've been using him since day one. He's awesome, and he does a great job. Super honest, super reliable, and I'm proud to have met him, to found him, to work with us on the cameras all the time, because at least once every 3 to 6 months he has to go out there and fix a camera, connect a wire. Things just rust, they fall apart. Even as good as he is, it's just the way it is. If you have CCTV cameras outside, I mean inside you don't have a problem. The cameras that are underneath the eaves of my roofs that don't get wet, they never break, they never have a problem. But the ones that are out in the yard, they always have an issue after about 3 to 6 months. And so we have new caretakers, Crystal and Christian, and they got their 2 little kids with them, or 1 little kid, and then the other little kid comes later. But they're doing phenomenal work, phenomenal. And we just had our first Airbnb guest while Crystal was there, and it was a little harrowing. Because we don't want to lose the reviews. We have really great reviews. We're almost 5-star. Just like one customer didn't like the fact we weren't close enough to the town after he begged me to take him because he didn't like the place he was already in, and the J&R called us. J&R place called us and asked if I would take his guest because he was fully booked. They wanted to stay with him, and they were nice enough to call us out of everybody. And I should have known it. Those people, chronic complainers, and they were the only people not to give us a 5-star review because they didn't like that. They had to take a tricycle to the town, but they knew where we were before they came, and they were just a last minute thing. We took them, and you think they would have been appreciative, but no. That's how some people are. Anyways, we had our first Airbnb guest with Crystal and Christian. They did great. They did awesome. Then trying to show her over the phone with FaceTime how to make the bed properly, like hotel style, and it took them forever. It was up till like 2 in the morning, going over everything with Crystal, trying to get the room right, the towels right, making sure everything was spotless and clean, and the kitchen, we had to make sure the remotes were working for the TV, remotes for the air conditioning, and lo and behold, the remote for my really nice Samsung TV wasn't working. So they put new batteries in and it still wasn't working. So I don't know what those last tenant did to my remote, but they must have did something to it. Maybe put it in the water, maybe the kids, she had a lot of kids. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing, I will never rent my place out long term again, like that. I already told them the maximum amount of rental time for one tenant is going to be 2 months. That's it. 2 months. Anybody wants it longer than that, I ain't going to do it. They just destroy the place. It's better to have these short-term tenants, a week, a night, 2 nights, a month. With 2 months maximum, that's it. And then the gas, they disconnected the gas regulator from my kitchen stove, and they put it on my outdoor stove because the last tenant, she didn't want to cook inside because it was too difficult to clean the cooktop. It's a glass cooktop and it's really hard to clean. And so that they broke the regulator somehow, so it leaked, so they couldn't use eventually they couldn't use it. Now I got the Airbnb people coming, and the new rule for the Airbnb, my Airbnb, is that they get to cook their own meals because we're not there to cook for them, and they need a meal. They need to be able to cook. And so we changed the ad a little bit in the Airbnb that whoever does the Airbnb, they're responsible for their own cooking. They can use our beautiful, beautiful kitchen. My kitchen is beautiful, especially if you love to cook. It's not a typical Filipino kitchen. In any case, we had to send Benton. Thank you, Benton, for getting the regulator and Gindelman. He happened to be going to Hagna to do an errand, and he grabbed the old regulator and took it with him and picked up one because we couldn't find one in Enda. And so, yeah, thanks, Benton. So just at 12 o'clock, Emard, thank you, Emard, and for at the last minute connecting and disconnecting and connecting everything for us. Thank you so much. We appreciate your help. Emard and Nini, our next door neighbors, always there for us, always do a good job. And we got the gas regulator connected at the last minute. As soon as the email was done, the people were pulling into the gate. And then Crystal had a hard time, I don't know, translating the Wi-Fi code to the tenant. I don't know, but it couldn't connect. Then he connected, then he couldn't connect. But everything worked out. They're all connected to our internet. We have great internet in the Philippines. In our place, we have PLDT, high-speed fiber internet. And then the tenant, upgraded it and left us with this expensive internet bill. Anyways, the lawnmower guys here. The point I'm trying to get to is I'm going to show you some videos of, from the house, the cameras. It's kind of cool, to be able to see everything. And Crystal and Christian, without a doubt, deserve a gold medal for all the hard work they've been doing to the place. It looks amazing. The inside, the outside, just absolutely amazing. And Lynn's plants, all her flowers are coming back to life. They're watering the plants twice a day. Just doing a fantastic job. I just hope they don't have any. I just hope nothing comes up where they have to leave. And sometimes, life throws you a curveball, and you get sick, or a family member gets sick, and that's it. We'll lose them. We'll lose Crystal and Christian if they get some type of situation where they can't work for a week, a month, 2 months. Who knows. But I hope they stay. I hope they make the place cozy. If I start selling property here again and my income goes back up, I am going to rebuild my storage area, the storage house. That's kind of where they live most of the time. Because there's two sections. There's the living quarters, and then there's the storage quarters in that storage house. We call it a storage house. But if I really get back into the swing of things here, I'm going to rebuild that place so that it has a living room, a bedroom, a big bedroom, and a bathroom. So I have a real house to stay in, because we're going to be here for another 3 years, maybe 4 or 5, but 5 maximum. And I want Crystal and them to stay even beyond that. And so I really want to set them up comfortably. If this is gonna work out, if they're gonna be here if they're still here after 1 year, I'm gonna redesign that place and build them a really nice place to live. Of course, they still have their own house in their village. They live in Anda, but they live in another village closer to Lemonok. Absolutely beautiful, but it's up high on a cliff. Then you got to walk up a trail, and all the water is down below. So when they do laundry, they got to bring all their laundry down, and then they do laundry by the road, and they got to bring it all the way back up to their place. So, I mean, having our place for Crystal and Christian is really kind of like, a blessing for them. They making their life a little bit easier. They have an income. These past few days, they did work really hard, and for sure they'll get some type of bonus. And hopefully a nice tip from the Airbnb people. And then next month, July, August, and part of September, we're fully booked. So they'll be busy then. But in between all that stuff, they get to have their breaks, where they're not so busy. And yeah. So things are good. Here's some video of our place in Enda. Enjoy.